Tanqueray, a world famous gin with an iconic green bottle and a long history. As I said in my last video, I'll be talking about the history, how Tanqueray was made, and also a little review at the end. So enjoy.
To myself, what a wonderful world.
If you didn't already know, gin is essentially a neutral spirit like vodka with juniper berries added to the distilling process. And juniper berries are like a little berry found in England, I guess. I know this because I worked in a gin bar for 4 years. I also use Wiki. The story of Tanqueray starts with two brothers, Charles and Edward. These brothers were sons of priests. They got bored of that, so Charles spearheaded the move to work in a distillery. And this distillery no longer exists. It's called Curry's Distillery. I didn't find a photo of it. But after a few years working there, the brothers split off and made their own distillery in 1830. Charles, he became the head distiller of the distillery, and they were actually the first ones to make London Dry Gin, which is like different from the normal gins of the time. Before this, Old Tom Gin was the drink of choice. Shout out to Dan Casey. Old Tom Gin is essentially bad gin with like sugar added to it, so it's like easier to drink. Unfortunately, Edward died a few years later. And years after that, Charles was replaced by his son, Charles Way. Charles Way masterminded the merger between Gordon's and Tanqueray in 1898. With this merger, Gordon's would stay in the UK and then Tanqueray would be exported to America and other places around the world too. Tanqueray's success in the US came in 3 booms. The first of these booms being post-Prohibition. Can you stop drinking and do some chores? I'd rather drink. Fine. My god, it's Wayne Wheeler! Yes, it is me, Wayne Wheeler. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop drinking. I'd rather drink. Okay. Yep, okay. Thank you, Woodrow Wilson. Yeah. That's illegal now. Under the Constitution. Aww.
10 years later.
Oh, this is so boring. Yeah, it is quite boring. Yeah. I made another amendment. Guys want a beer? Yeah! Yeah, so after that, gin became the drink of choice, especially Tanqueray in America after the Prohibition. Mainly for its cocktails and overall tastiness, I guess. In fact, the first drink after the Prohibition ended was a Tanqueray tonic in the White House. The second boom came in the 60s with Tanqueray sales doubling, mostly because of Frank Sinatra, who started the gin trend of the time. After this, gin was replaced by its cheaper alternative, vodka. A little after this boom, Tanqueray changed its distilling location in 1995 to Canonsbridge Distillery, just north of Edinburgh in Scotland. As well as the company making their premium gin, Tanqueray 10, which I actually have here, but I won't be drinking it today. So good. So good. Why is it so good? The most recent time Tanqueray saw success in the US is now. From around about 2015 to today, we've seen a huge resurgence in gin. Instead of it being grandma's drink of choice, it's now every drink of choice for women aged 18 to 35. Mostly because of pink gin. Tanqueray are currently booming around the world, including in Australia, becoming the most sold gin in the world as of 2016, I think. 30 million cases? No, I was wrong. It was 15 million cases. So how's it made?
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop that.
So how's it made? We already know that it's made in Scotland, not London.
Stop fucking shitting me! You fucking man!
London Dry is actually a way of distilling. It's not like resonated to the place of London. You can make London Dries all around the world. So the way you make a London Dry is you distill natural botanicals with a neutral spill, alcohol, at 97% alcohol, and you distill it with that, and then you can only add water after the distilling process. So then gin is essentially the botanicals and alcohol, half and half with water, because it ends up being around 40%. I think Tanqueray is 40% as well. And the only botanicals that are in Tanqueray, the London Dry Tanqueray, is juniper berries, which is the main form of gin. All gin will have juniper berries, coriander seeds, and a bit of a spice flavour, and licorice root, the same thing. And then angelica root, which is sort of like a binding agent. It like binds and blends all the ingredients together. And that's it. A very simple gin. So let's get on to the review. Before I start the review, I wanted to sort of explain my rating system that I'm giving all these spirits. So essentially there's categories, which I'll give either half a star, a full star, or no star at all if it's shite. Those categories are the appearance, so the overall aesthetic of the bottle. Does it look nice? Does the liquid inside actually look nice as well? It isn't like gluggy or weird coloured in comparison to that particular spirit. The second one is aroma. You know, does it smell nice? Smell good, like a KFC Zinger box on a Sunday morning. The third one is value. So essentially pretty self-explanatory. Is it good for the price tag it's given? The last category is taste. Essentially, does it taste good? You know, the reason why I'm reviewing is to taste it. I'll also make a special category. I don't know, we'll call it something cool, like I did in the last episode. Essentially, this is just something special, either the story, something that makes it stand out. Essentially, this should separate, you know, the perfect spirits to something that I find super unique and cool. So the bottle has some little secrets to it. There's two mainly. The first one is the red stamp on the front. Apparently, back in the day, back in the 1800s, Charles Tanqueray would leave his little stamp on there, like an actual stamp on each of the bottles. This one isn't a real stamp, of course. He's dead. This one's a plastic one, a replica, but you can actually take it off if you really want to. But we won't. I won't take it off. The second cool thing about the bottle is the pineapples. So you got a pineapple on the top here, you can see it, and a pineapple at the back. It's kind of strange to have a pineapple on a gin bottle, right? Without pineapples in gin? Wrong. There's a reason for this. Back in the 1800s, pineapples were very rare in England because it's hard to ship over from tropical nations. So it was a sign of affluence. You know, rich people would have pineapples in their living room or kitchen, in their fruit basket. And Charles was trying to delve into the market of rich people and try and sell his gin to rich people. And it worked, and his gin lasts till today. I also really love the green bottle. It's cool. No fucking trouble with it. Top one bartenders. Alright, we've got the gin in here. The colour's really nice. It's very clear. That's what gin should be. If there's like, if it's black, it's not good gin, I guess. So the smell's just nothing really. It's just juniper. Just smells like gin. It's like a slight citrus smell, but I think that's just from the juniper berries. It just smells like alcohol really with just normal gin. There's nothing to really say about the smell. Right, now for the taste. It's super strong. It's got a lot of heat. There's no shit flavors in here. Some good fucking flavors, especially the juniper berries. Very fresh, nice and cool. But you do get the heat of the alcohol a lot. It's a nice flavor, but there's nothing much to it. It's what you would expect from the ingredients in there. There's a little bit of a spice kick. I don't know where it gets the citrus from. There's like a little citrus in the smell and also in the taste. That just could be from the freshness and the high quality of the juniper berries that they distill with. It's actually pretty easy to sip. I think I'm just getting used to straight alcohol. It all seems so easy to sip now. Yeah, so the value of the gin is okay. It's much better than like the bottom shelf Gordon's Beefeater. Trash. But at the price tag, so it's a little bit more expensive than those two at your local bottle shop or Dan Murphy's. But if you live in Perth like me, there's so many cool gins you can find for the same price or maybe a little bit extra that taste much better, and they're also locally produced. The value's pretty mid, I guess. I would buy Tanqueray, but I wouldn't give anything for special. There's nothing really special about Tanqueray. It's just like a classic gin. Like the story's okay, like the Sailor Jerry story, but it's, you know, just normal. I guess it's cool that it's so old, and the actual recipe of the gin has stayed the same for almost 200 years now. Charles did well. So the botanicals, you can really smell and taste it, just the main juniper berry flavors, the strong juniper. So it just tastes like gin. It's a gin that tastes like gin. Very big brain energy. For my rating, I'd probably give half rating for the appearance. You know, I like the bottle and the liquid. No, probably a full star for appearance. Like the bottle's really cool. The gin is very, very clear. You can see that my glass is a bit dirty. Been using it too much. And the pineapples as well on the bottle. I'd probably give it no stars for the aroma. It just smells like strong alcohol with like a little bit of flavor. Probably give it nothing for that one. And the value, I'd give half a star. And taste, I'd probably give a full star, so 50%, just like the Sailor Jerry's, because it actually tastes pretty nice. The lack of heaps of ingredients makes the juniper stand out, so it tastes like just a normal decent gin. I wouldn't give it anything for special, so I guess it's a total of 2.5 out of 5 pineapples. Yeah, I'd suggest using Tanqueray in cocktails, just any various cocktails, so many gin cocktails. Or like a gin and tonic, a cheap gin and tonic as well. So thanks for watching, guys. This is only my second review, so please share it to people that like alcohol or just like seeing people drink alcohol. I'd love to hit, a subscriber amount at some point. Thanks for the suggestions to the people in the comments of the last video. I probably won't do them till later, but thanks anyway. Try and get these reviews out as much as possible if you guys want. And there's also some cool other videos I'll be making. Halloween special. Very cool. Ciao.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That was pretty good.